Are you tired or feeling powerless in your life? Do you feel like you're stuck in a cycle and nothing really seems to go your way? Well, what if I told you that you have the power to take that back? Stay with me and let's deep dive into how to break free from this victimhood mentality and how to take back that power back. All right, let's go. What is victim mentality? I mean, let's be honest, we've all been stuck there at some point in our lives. I mean, I know I have. And it's that feeling that nothing is going your way, that blaming everybody for problems that you have in your life. And do you hear how that sounds? It sounds really, really like powerless, like you're giving away the power to the world, to other people, because they are the reason, right? So staying is in this mindset is truly keeping us from reaching our full potential. But the good news is, and it's really good news, you can break free from this. So let's dive in. So, like I said, some of the common signs of being in this victim mentality is constant self-pity, feeling like the world is against you, like nothing is really going your way, like it's, you heard it at least from a friend or somebody in your surrounding saying, oh, this always happens to me, this is just my luck. And even though it can sound really like superficial and kind of not really deep, it is actually, when you keep saying this and repeating this to yourself many, many times, then it becomes your belief. What is a belief? Belief is just a thought that you keep repeating to yourself so many times that it becomes your reality. So be aware of your thoughts and how you talk to yourself and what kind of words you say to yourself. What are other signs? Like I said, blaming others for your problems, which just means never taking responsibility. It's always somebody else's fault, Yeah, my mom is, it's her fault. My parents is their fault. My partner is their fault. My boss. This situation, it's their fault. It's never your fault. All right? Understanding that you are the only one who is responsible for your life and how you approach things in life, right? Matter of perspective. The awareness of that is what we need to awaken in you. Third sign is a sense of helplessness and really feeling like nothing is ever going to change and nothing will really make a difference because maybe it's been happening to you for many years and it's now a way of life, a way of thinking, right? Sounds familiar? If that sounds familiar, let me tell you, there's a way out. So let's see what we can do to switch, to make that switch, to make that shift and change our way of thinking from being victim to really being fully powerful human being, as you already are. So these little things can really shift how you think. So take responsibility, first of all right? Own your own story. Take full responsibility for where you're standing right now. That your choices, your beliefs will put you in this situation, and try to do this without blaming yourself, because this is also not helpful. This is not helpful. Blaming ourselves doesn't really, it's not productive. It doesn't help at all. So yeah, it's not about self-blame at all. Um, it's about recognizing that you have, the power to change, right? What else? So refrain from negative thoughts, these little things that you say to yourself. Why does this always happen to me? And why am I always the one, who is in this situation? Instead of that, you can try asking yourself. And this is really powerful. Just try asking yourself, what can I do from this moment on to change something, and what can I do to learn, right, from this experience? Now, listen how that sounds more powerful, more like you owning this moment, all right? Try to make that switch. Instead of saying, why does this always happen to me? Try saying, okay, now this happened. What can I learn from this? And what can I do to make it better, to change it into something more appropriate for me? Third thing you can do is, well, don't think it doesn't have to be a big thing. Even small little steps can make a shift. Now, take action. Like, for example, decide that you're going to do one little thing that will empower your choices that day. You can be just simple as setting boundaries, all right? This is a very important thing. Or focusing on one thing and looking at it in a positive way instead of negative, or in a way of how can I resolve this problem, instead of blaming yourself and giving yourself a negative thought as you would before. Now, I'm also one of people who were in this state of victimhood. And so let me tell you a quick story. 20 some years ago, and by the way, I'm sorry if you hear my dog barking. He has a toy and he's relentless. I mean, I'm sorry if you can hear him, but he just chose a bad time for it. Anyway, so 20 some years ago, I was diagnosed with autoimmune illness, which changed my life, basically. Yeah. So when that happened, in the very beginning of that, let's say, journey, I was I was confused. I didn't know what to think, and I was asking questions. Why I was complaining. Why is this happening to me? Why did I have to be ill? Why me? Why this? Why am I suffering? Why is this so hard? And it really wasn't productive. It was I had to go through some very difficult periods of my life where my mindset was really not in a good space. I had very dark thoughts. I had to really struggle through the day, through week and year to really keep going and make my life productive. And but accidentally or not, that illness was also a trigger for me to start my spiritual path. And I started also reading books and listening to some guides and gurus that I never heard before. And I discovered people like Eckhart Tolle and Abraham Hicks and many others. And so I started listening to them. And eventually I realized that I was playing this victim mentality. And specifically, like let's I'm gonna give you the example of me making these videos. I wanted to make the videos in my YouTube channel for at least 10 years now, and I haven't done it because I was afraid, because I thought I was not good enough, or I cared too much about other people, what they will say, and so on. So I just decided I had enough of that. I'm gonna take responsibility for me, for myself. I had to go through this process of loving myself and learning that, I am enough, that I have all this power within me, and that's power of choice, and power of, how to view things, power of perspective. And that's what I did. And really, it changed my life. I feel so better, so much better now. My mental health is like drastically better. I cannot even tell you. Like, I had always, life is not always like in a straight line. There are always ups and downs, right? You go like this. But, before, my downs were really deep downs where I felt bad. And then ups would come, and then downs would be, again, very deep down. But now, it's mostly like this. It's like a little like this. There are no any more really deep downs, because I feel really stable, and I found my inner strength and happiness, because I was aware that I was a victim in victimhood mentality, and I decided that I didn't want to do that anymore. So, yeah, it's very much possible, and I want you to know that it's possible for everyone. You just need to make that first step and recognize these patterns, and that you're doing them, and that you are playing this victim, and that you don't have to do that. And most importantly, that you can change it. All right. Yeah. So, basically, recognizing you are in victimhood mentality, but understanding that you're not a victim, and that you have the power to rewrite your story. And listen how powerful that is, by shifting your mindset and doing little things every day, owning your choices and taking actions and breaking free from this victimhood. Means that, that's stepping into your empowerment. All right. So please, I'm interested for you to tell me your stories down in the comments, and tell me like one step that you're gonna take today to toward your empowerment. And if you want to dive deeper into other personal growth and similar videos, click on one of these, subscribe, or where is it? And yeah, see you in the next one.